What comes to mind when you think of the Amish? Building houses, quilting, uptight religion, farm life, hats, crazy beards? I bet there's one thing you don't think of though.
The Mafia.
In 2012, there was a reality show on Discovery Channel called Amish Mafia. I didn't really know about the show until the past year and a half or so, and I decided to watch an episode just because I figured it'd be funny.
Holy shit.
I assume it's fake because all reality TV is. Don't know how many of you have seen this show, but I decided to go into this, watch an episode with you. I picked the first episode of the second season because I didn't want to start at the very beginning. So we're kind of going in cold. I don't really know anything about it, but we'll learn together. Also, don't mean to offend anybody if you're Amish. I don't know how you're watching this if you are, but there's no electricity. Are you following the rules? Also, I want to say, I needed help recording this because I don't have a microphone yet. So I had Alex help me.
Tell them about how I helped you prepare.
Shut up. I just honestly, I couldn't be bothered to do it on my own, so we're here now. Let's get into it.
Levi and his gang are the Amish Mafia.
There's no such thing as Amish Mafia. I'm just a guy that is willing to do stuff for people.
That guy likes his gun way too much.
Yes, there really is an Amish Mafia.
The Amish live a peaceful Christian lifestyle dedicated to serving God in the simplest manner.
Jolene? I'm calling him Jolene for the remainder of this video.
We don't have electricity, we don't drive cars, and we don't have phones in our homes.
I like to think that they make all their phone calls outside and they just have all their phones in a pile right by the front door. Or they just have a phone for each house, but it's a landline and it's in the yard. They're just sitting there reading and they hear ringing in the distance and they just have to run and get to the phone before it stops ringing.
One Amish tradition that survived all these years is relying on each other instead of outsiders. When we have a problem, we go to Lebanon Levi.
Levi has numerous DUI counts.
DUIs aren't really mafia level crimes in my opinion. If DUIs are at the top of the list of crimes for the head of the Amish Mafia, I doubt they're that bad. Also, I'm assuming all these DUIs are happening on horseback since they're not supposed to be driving cars.
Numerous disorderly conduct, engaged in fighting charges. He seems to be the type of person that you definitely don't want to be involved with.
Fighting while intoxicating and riding horseback drunk are what we're being told is what makes Levi such a bad boy. If that's the case, I'm f***ing Satan. You hear that? I'm shacking up with him.
Lebanon Levi holds all the power when it comes to the Amish community in Lancaster. He was never baptized into the church, so he operates outside of Amish law, and the elders have always just looked the other way.
So because Levi isn't baptized, the Amish church lets him fight and ride horseback drunk. Fair trade.
If an Amish person is sick or if they're in trouble, Levi is the one that helps them take care of the problem.
I brought some money, some income for you to help pay the hospital bill and whatever is needed.
Wow, that dialogue didn't seem like forced and fake at all, like he was just trying to make something up on the spot.
There are some small differences between insurance and Amish aid.
This looks like they just went to a junkyard and filmed him smashing a bunch of already broken shit.
Levi's made a lot of enemies over the years.
Oh, never mind.
Lebanon Levi's going down.
You wanna listen to me? Well then stop talking.
Does Levi take everybody down in that hole when he has a lecture with them? Hey, wait a second. That car isn't a horse.
People are beginning to wonder if he is protecting the community or if he's just protecting himself.
Oh wait, no, I've seen him before. That's the kid from Children of the Corn. Right?
It's been a long winter, but I spent most of it focusing on my family and developing a life away from Levi's crew.
Jolene finna get that prison body. Bad boy Jolene.
Jolene is a trained fighter. You really don't want to go toe-to-toe with him.
You really don't want to go toe-to-toe with him. Jolene is a trained fighter with his toes. Fight me, toes to toes. That's what makes him so dangerous. His big fighty toes. Foot digits, they're so strong.
I miss being a part of something bigger. I've told this guy twice already.
Hey, wait a second. That car's not a horse either.
Good boy.
I'm no Amish expert, but these guys are frauds.
Caleb is one of the new guys that I have working for me because I needed help, but he's young and very cocky and thinks of himself more than he thinks of other people.
Part of the reason why Levi likes me so much is like I'm not afraid to f you up.
Oh, God. Caleb looks like a few lowbrow douchebags I've met before.
Caleb was brought in because he's brethren, and he can do things that the Amish can't.
That's right. Caleb has superpowers.
I am the full package. I can sing, I can dance, I can fight. What more do you need?
Super douchey powers.
Caleb is like a hot, younger Jolene.
Caleb is like a hot, younger Jolene? Is that what she just said? Jolene, you just got called the f out.
Caleb is like a little pony. He needs to be trained.
Caleb is like a little pony. He's a tiny little horse in a tiny little stable, and I'm gonna whip him all day long until he does what I want. Little horse. Yeah, you gotta tell the horse who's boss. Hey, stop. Stop eating that grass. How come every time I look at you, you shit, and I can never observe your beauty? Why do you look like a big buff dog? Do a flip for me. Do a flip. Wow, he did it.
Caleb, I got this English guy. He's selling smartphones and stuff to some Amish kids. They can't be doing that around here, not around my community.
Right. The Amish.
Once again, just such natural dialogue. It really doesn't seem like he's forcing it at all.
The Amish have banned phones in their homes pretty much since the invention of phones. They see them as a direct link to the outside world that weakens traditions.
There's a few Amish who do share phones. Phone is usually located in a little shack.
I was right. The phone's just like in the yard. That sucks. What if there's an emergency and you don't make it to the phone in time? Like you don't get there by the last ring. What if there's a little Amish girl and she's out of town and she's in a freak accident and she needs an emergency surgery performed on her by the town's very own Amish specialist doctor. And he doesn't make it to the phone by the fourth ring? I miss ya, cause she'll be dead, cause he won't be able to save her. Cause the phone's in the yard, and you can't get there in time. Now she's dead. Maybe just let him use some phones inside,
Amish can't have phones in their homes because it's too convenient and it can make a person lazy.
No. When mom's looking for your weed, that good biblical kush. Mom, stop hassling me. I'm just trying to build this house for our community.
Dude, your mom's such a bitch. I'm just trying to quilt over here, and she's like really harsh in my Amish.
My dad used to tell me that you can fit up to $5,000 into a door frame.
$5,000 on a door frame? How would he know that? That means he would have to do that enough times regularly to know that like the average amount of money you can fit in the average door frame is $5,000. What was he doing?
Esther isn't your traditional Amish woman. Her father used to run Amish Aid before he died. She feels that she is equal to the men in the community.
A woman equal to a man? That would be insane.
And that doesn't always go over well.
Heaven forbid.
My brothers and I are back in Lancaster, and we're trying to prove ourselves to the Amish community, and things just really are not looking too good.
John Schmucker is in a Columbia courtroom facing charges. He was accused of a hit-and-run crash and driving a vehicle while his license was suspended.
Oh, great. More reckless driving from members of the Amish Mafia.
John used to be with me. Now he teamed up with Merlin. John Schmucker don't mean to me anymore.
I see a lot more opportunity with you than I ever have with Levi.
John has always been a little on the dumb side. He doesn't really think things through.
Der stoppen und du tust like aufpassen. Und du was du getan bist für du.
Levi's sending me on a mission to go take care of this guy that's selling burner phones. These burner phones are prepaid phones that get sold at a higher price to the Amish.
Oh. I always thought burner phones were just phones that you use to smoke weed. I never knew. Thank you, Caleb.
There's one person other than Levi that you really don't want to mess with, and that's Merlin. Merlin is just straight up crazy.
I need you! I can't do this by myself!
A day doesn't go by that I don't think about what Levi did to me.
Du bist fertig.
If Merlin wants a war, I'll give him a war. Bring it. We're gonna take Merlin down. If we go talk to the bishop, we can get him shunned.
It's been a very long, hard road to become unshunned.
Okay, so I jumped into the show at season 2 thinking it would be a good idea and then I'd be able to just hop right on board, but I seem to have missed some key plot points.
I plan on joining a sewing circle and getting to know the women a little bit more. Can Appa mitt nudler gäbe, please? The Amish don't confront you at all if there is an issue, but they will make sure that they get their point across. I asked them for knitting needles, and they passed it on down the line, and when it got to the last lady, she set it on the table. Damn! By them not handing me the needles, these women just let me know that I am not welcome at their sewing circle.
That's such a good way to get your point across, though. I'm gonna start doing that from now on. If somebody I don't like asks me for something, I'll just hand it to the nearest person instead. Hey, could I get a number 7? Yeah. Oh no, I think that was, come on, man, you're ignoring me. Thanks. Okay, I guess, thanks. That's cold.
Wayne has always been my most loyal follower. He might not look like it, but he's one of the toughest guys in Holmes County.
That little turd is crazier than a fox in a hen house.
When I have any problems, the first person I turn to is Wayne.
I don't think there's anything inherently funny about little people. However, this shot kills me. Does he just go out in the woods and chop down trees in between mafia jobs to blow off steam? That was kind of sick, actually, what I just did. Chop down trees in between mafia jobs to blow off steam. Bars. You guys got any work for me today? Anybody need an ass beating? Any mailboxes need vandalized? Can I tame any tiny horses for you?
Merlin wants to meet me about an important job he has, but I hope he brings up the money he promised me. It's really starting to bother me.
Das ist ein Concern in der Community. Das ist ein Kall, das ein råmælkeforkaufer ist. But not only is like that, as it's forkaufer and across state lines now. It says a federal offense.
Raw milk is milk that has not been pasteurized or homogenized, and that can be very deadly. The Amish are able to drink raw milk because we grew up drinking it. The English and their lifestyle and the way that they eat, they're too weak to even drink raw milk. They can't handle it.
They're too weak to even drink raw milk. You normal non-Amish weaklings, you can't handle milk like us big Amish boys.
Having raw milk in the community creates a very bad perception of the Amish doing things illegally. It's important that I shut down this raw milk operation.
Ich bin der chosen one.
I'm not gonna put up with it. I'm gonna send Wayne out. He's gonna stop it.
So I'm gonna take care of it, but he better pay up soon.
Wayne talks like he's bored as hell by this whole experience.
I'm going over to this guy's house that's been selling raw milk. He should know better than to go behind Merlin's back. It's not so much drinking the raw milk, it's selling the raw milk that brings unwanted attention from the government, and that's the last thing we need here. All right, no more selling raw milk, buddy.
How did you know the cellar door was right there immediately? Seems a little planned.
I think think this guy learned his lesson. I don't think he'll be selling any more raw milk to the community.
Imagine how bad he smelled all day after that. Covered in dairy all day, continuing to just like go off and do errands for the mafia. Smelling like cottage cheese. It's just seeping into his cut in his forehead.
A lot of people think Amish guys aren't tough and they're scared to take matters into their own hands, but it's part of my job.
Dave!
Hey!
Hey, Bish!
Hey!
Crazy Dave just got out of rehab, and I gotta keep an eye on him.
Rehab. Amish rehab. Where you go to rehab for being too Amish. Just can't stop knitting and building houses and praising the Lord and growing my hair and beard out. And I can't stop wearing bonnets. I'm just too freaking Amish, guys. Do you have any houses I can build or something I can milk? Some teats I can pull? Tiny horses I can tame?
It peaked on the audio.
Oh, peaky.
Ska vi till Alvin in Florida? I had some trouble coming out the license for Laura, so if must be. I will begin uppicka. Vet du eller vill du?
Ja, jeg ved lige, hvad det her på det.
How do you say fucking Amish? Amish speak? Is it Dutch? It's Dutch, isn't it? I have to look this up. All right, so I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for Dutch profanity. There's a lot of things that translate, I guess, roughly to mother, but originally they meant things like you have cancer, you have cholera, or you're a cholera sufferer. Yeah, that just means the same thing as mother, basically. It's funny how many of these just mean mother, but they're all like originally just like, you have AIDS. Yeah, tuberculosis sufferer, cholera sufferer. It means the same thing as mother, I guess. I did find this other list on another site showing a few words which are Dutch or Amish speak for, so I guess funk, which phooey, or Clinton. Hillary and Bill Hillary and Bill thank you.
When I was in Florida working for Levi, I got into some trouble and they suspended my license.
Alvin looks like he grows up to be Levi.
I told Levi immediately, but I haven't heard back from him.
We'll be back.
Alvin is Levi's right-hand man. Alvin would do anything to protect Levi. No one has ever questioned Alvin's devotion until he got arrested in Florida. Nobody's sure what Levi is going to do with Alvin now, not even Alvin.
Så vad står det med den Mercedes?
Well, I feel like shop. Seeing that I'm not supposed to drive a car now, I'm not sure what's going to happen to my Mercedes. It's going to be tough if I have to go from a Mercedes to a buggy.
Tough going from a Mercedes to a buggy. Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't drive drunk, buddy.
We haven't been off to the best start since we got back into Lancaster. You gotta center it, not just put it anywhere. Everything that John and Freeman have done has basically ruined my family's name.
She moved it like 1 inch from where they already had it, and she's being so bitchy.
My brothers really aren't bringing in any money, and since I can't rely on them, I'm building a quilt plot. Quilting is a good way to bring in money for our family and for the community.
You're saying this is all for the community, but you're not the kind of person that likes to make quilts. I know you. Why are you doing this?
Orgies. She's having orgies. Or murder. Or it's murder. Murder orgies.
An Amish woman came up to me and asked for help.
Sounds like the start to a bad joke.
Some English guy sold her a lame horse.
Hey! Don't call horses lame. That horse didn't do anything to you. That's rude.
I'm gonna make this right. I'm just tired of people thinking they can take advantage of Amish. Pisses me off. How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Not that good. I got a horse here you sold a friend of mine and it ain't worth much.
Well, what's wrong with it?
Oh, well, get it. Can't do anything with this horse. She can't even pull her buggy with this thing. It's terrible. I'm gonna get a better horse. There's not a damn thing these guys can do to stop me. I mean, what are they gonna do? Call the cops?
Dan, That's kind of badass, honestly. He's just like, I'm gonna take a horse. The thing is, that guy is way too cool with it. Like, he's just like, oh, I can't let you do that. Oh, no. So fake. I wonder how many people watch this shit religiously and were just like, this has to be real. Because, I mean, I haven't really looked into this too much. It's so fake.
You shouldn't even be here now.
Well, I'm gonna take a horse. I don't care. I'll find one I want.
There's no horses here that she can have.
There's no horses here that you can have. You afraid of somebody with the name Jolene?
You're not taking the horse. Well, that's it. I'm gonna call my boss.
You have your boss call me.
Vish, what are you doing here?
I belong here. Us fishing did.
That is the most awkward interaction ever. What are you doing here?
I'm not really sure why Caleb's hanging around Levi's office. I think he's like 12. He come off Levi's saying.
Does he know that?
Yeah.
Well, are you sure he was expecting you?
Yeah.
Are you sure he's expecting you? Caleb is such a douche. Alvin looks so much like Levi. I'm surprised Caleb didn't just let him walk by. Just like, oh, hey, Levi, you need to talk to Levi? He's over there. This Mafia, if you haven't noticed, is also just basically color-coordinated Reservoir Dogs, which I guess they're already color-coordinated because Mr. Pink and Mr. White, but you know, the clothes.
It pisses me off that Alvin got arrested because it brings unwanted attention to us. Even worse, it breaks the church rules, and I can't have that against me. So what's the Kevin in Florida? What's the Harry Washington chicken at you? We gotta get rolling here. No more screwing up. I gotta take the car away from you.
Oh, Dad's taking the car.
You can't drive for a while. Give me room to La Boss Jewel. This is the last time you're gonna do something bullshit like this. You verstehe.
This show is either real or he is the best actor on this show, because damn, that boy's sad.
I've been out here the whole week, several hours a day, trying to get Levi's trash. I'm sick of doing this petty bull that Merlin's has me do. It takes patience waiting on somebody else's garbage.
Ooh, here we go. Let's go.
If they're waiting on trash, what a boring stakeout. Unless there's steak in the trash. Then the stakeout becomes a takeout. Get it? Because they're staking out and they're taking out the trash. And the steak is in the trash, and then there's so many layers. It hurts sometimes being this funny.
Everyone knows who Alan is in these parts. He's kind of hard to miss.
Could it be because everybody else in the community is white?
He's always had a hard time staying out of trouble.
It's hard starting back up, rebuilding my life, but I do have one thing that motivates me. Levi broke a 200-year-old Amish traditional law, is you don't involve outside law authorities. You handle everything from the inside. I spent every single day in jail thinking about what Levi did to me. And I know that he's still plotting.
Whoa, what? Also, Levi.
Wayne and a couple of kids from the community are going through Levi's trash. I'm very confident that they're gonna come up with some dirt on him.
The Amish burn their trash. Look at this. This is ridiculous.
Okay, so they're digging through Levi's trash, trying to look at all of his receipts, find anything that might, like, incriminate him.
This is exactly why we burn our trash.
This guy sure eats a lot of junk food. They're telling me.
They find a lot of fast food receipts, and that's bad because of gluttony.
It's a lot of sin, it's a lot of bad stuff. Can't have that.
Look at this.
I found out that Levi has a secret business.
Wayne, så då är det illegal vad han gör.
Not only do we find all kinds of receipts and accounting information, but we've discovered he has a secret maple syrup business. He's doing that behind the community's back. He's putting that money in his own pocket.
Man is on.
they also find out that Levi has a side business of his own, from what it seems. He sells, I think makes and sells maple syrup, but they act like it's horrible. Like him having the side hustle and making extra money and not giving all that money to the community is bad. Like, if he's making the money on his own, isn't that fine? I mean, if he's doing like all the work himself, you know, and the community's not helping, what's wrong with some extra cash? Making sure you have extra money isn't really like greed, so I don't really know how they think that's incriminating, but okay.
Amish people don't let their children have dolls with faces. They believe that it brings bad things into your home. If you have a doll with a face, that doll could be watching you. I personally prefer to have a doll with no face, because that way I know for sure that a demon can't get into it and watch me.
And we found it. We found the weirdest thing. We found it, folks. This is the creepiest thing about the Amish. I don't care what else I find out about them in this episode or anything else. This is the worst. But also, like, demons, I would expect maybe it would have something to do with them like not wanting their kids to like get super into their looks and be worried too much about like, oh, my doll's prettier than me or whatever. But no, it's just, they just don't want any demons getting in their dolls. Do things need a face to be possessed also? Because I don't remember that being a rule of possession. Ever heard of a car named Christine? Damn. Time to throw out my doll collection, I guess, then, Esther. I guess there. She looks like she's never seen a button before.
Ever since I've opened the quilt flats, things have gotten better in the community. It didn't take long for the word to spread about the quilt flats.
So Esther wants to have a quilting circle at her place to try and like get information on what's going on and everything, and it seems like it's working.
Sewing is a huge thing in the community. All they do there is gossip. Everyone knows everything. It's like exchanging information.
She's trying to get that hot, juicy gossip, some hot goss. Yum, yum, give me some hot, juicy goss, please.
Den ser nog schaffen mit Levi.
Du kannst nicht glauben, was ein Happening mit der Levi.
That head turn is so dramatic. I'm surprised her neck didn't just like break when she did that. Did you hear about Levi? The dramatic music right there also, like earlier I was gonna make a joke about like demons or whatever, and then they made it creepy on their own. This show just has weird creepy editing, and it's like they're trying to play into the whole like Children of the Corn thing or something. They edit the show like a horror movie half the time. Did you see how she turned her neck? It was like she was possessed, like one of her dolls.
Levi. Okay, ich muss schwätzen mit dir.
Was an Auge? Midnight, wenn es Bett.
It's midnight, I'm in bed. No, you're not.
Alright. Okay, Donna. Was an Auge?
Hold on a second. Does Levi have frosted tips? Like highlights like early 2000s, late 90s boy band frosted tips. Some before 4 shit.
Go to the beach and frost your tips.
Alright, so that's it. I decided to look the show up because, I mean, obviously it seems like it's pretty fake, but I didn't really do any research about this before doing this video. It looks like, although portrayed by Discovery Channel as a documentary reality series, the authenticity of the series has been refuted by scholars, local newspapers, and law enforcement. So basically, yeah, it's complete horseshit, and it's all just, I mean, surprise? Not really. I'm gonna probably do another video like this sometime soon. Hopefully I'll come up with another idea if this is any good. So I'll probably edit this video with Alex, have Alex help me with this, and then...
I'm just gonna edit it for you?
What?
I'm just gonna edit it for you?
Oh, I said I would help, or I would have you help me if you can.
Mm-hmm. How about this?
Money?
Yep.
I'm not, I mean, I don't make it
300.
300 bucks to edit this?
Yeah.
What the fuck is with the attitude all of a sudden? Dude, I can edit this myself. You just offered to help, and now you're saying you're gonna charge me? What the?
Okay, fine.
What's that?
Just go do it.
Okay.
I can say I can do it.